Hey, you! You're listening to the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed because you're an untouchable success. To support us and gain access to great exclusive shows like our brand new Supernatural watch-along Himboos, head over to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. You'll also get your lucky little mitts on hundreds of episodes of our other exclusive shows like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Star Trek The Next Futurama, Spiel Boys, and the complete series of Fox Mulder is a Maniac. We do movie nights, game streaming, regular mini-series and surprise shows, and you can even commission your own podcast about anything you want, within reason. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain by heading to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed. Probably don't need help with that word.
There's the M names.
There's a lot of M's, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of Wisconsin accents.
Oh, yeah. All right. Hi, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
My name is David Bell.
My name is Tom Ryman.
My name is Oscar Boyson.
My name's Ricky Camilleri.
Welcome.
Welcome.
And we just watched American Movie. Because we loved putting American before movie titles.
His whole life is making this one film.
You have 2 hours tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and be an extra in a film.
You get your name on the credits, man, as a producer.
And of course, there'll be a whole crowd of people here, so we got to make like a line where people can't go. Have a hell of a lot of assistant directors saying, hey, could you step back like 5 feet?
We did.
2000.
Pie, Beauty, Movie.
Yep.
I would argue that this is the better of all of them.
History X.
Splendor.
History X.
Still the better.
It is. Oscar, Ricky, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you so much for being on.
It is wonderful having you guys on here. Do you want to tell people a little bit about yourselves before we get started? It seems like you might have some sort of project happening right now, some sort of movie that is perhaps out.
Yeah, that's right. We made a movie called Our Hero Balthazar that's playing in theaters around the country and maybe a few more, maybe even a few cities that it hasn't seen yet. But it's a new film. I directed it. Ricky and I wrote it together. We produced it. We shot in Texas and New York City. It features Jaden Martell as Balthazar, Asa Butterfield as Solomon, and an incredible supporting cast, including Chris Bauer, Noah Centineo, Avin Jogia, Jennifer Ely, Anna Baryshnikov, Danny McCarthy, Pippa Knowles.
Yeah, that sounds good. That's good. Yeah. Took us about 40 years to get it made, and now it's in theaters.
It is an American movie.
Yeah.
Very much
Indeed.
an American movie.
It looks fascinating. I'm so excited to check it out.
Very, very excited to see it.
Just watching the trailer, like it looks like it deals with a very you said it took you 40 years to make this?
I mean 40 because I'm 42 and I started thinking about movies when I was 2 years old. But
okay.
4 years. 40 would.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's
one of
those movies that was relevant 20 years ago and very relevant now about the subject matter, and I'm like, oh man, we haven't solved that problem.
Yeah, really.
When I was 2 years old in 1986, I was thinking to myself, there will be this thing in the future called the internet, and will flatten time and tragedy via it, and I'm going to make a movie about that when the time is right.
Excellent. Well, everybody check it out. If it's in your, you said it's like, where is it right now? It's not a full release. It's
it's hard for me to say that we go a lot wider than we are right now, but we're playing in New York City, we're playing Los Angeles, we're playing in Nashville, San Francisco,
Texas.
Yeah, we got some new showtimes. I don't know when this is going to come out, but in El Paso and Lubbock and Austin,
Portland, Oregon,
Fort Lauderdale. Yeah.
All right.
We got
everybody check it out.
Full motion release. We've been in theaters for 8 weeks, but we're still adding times.
Right on. Yeah, this will probably come out the week we're recording this. So
yeah,
if you're listening to this when it just comes out, go check it out, folks.
Comes out this week?
Yeah.
What's that?
This week?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're in New York City, we're at the Village East. If you're in Los Angeles or California, we're at a bunch of theaters in California. If you're in Texas, we're at the Flicks Brew House in Round Rock, in Lubbock, in El Paso. In Portland, we're at Fox Tower Theater.
Let me just say that I will be at I'll be at the El Paso Flicks Brew House on Friday doing a Q&A. That's May 22nd, and also the 23rd and 24th in Round Rock, which is just north of Austin, for the same thing. So if anybody wants to come out, come check us out. It'll be a fun Q&A.
Nice.
Rad, definitely do that.
So thank you for being on. You guys chose this movie, American movie. We asked you to pick a movie, and this is, for context, I assume you both have watched it many times. I hadn't seen it since it first came out. Tom, you've never seen it.
I had never seen it. Yeah, this is my first time watching it.
Yeah.
I was aware of it though. I've been aware of it. It was just one of those movies that I sort of felt like I missed my window to see it and be part of the conversation about it. So it just got really backburnered in my mind, and then I just kind of forgot about it.
I got a lot of those, like there's always those ones that it's just like, it's hard because there's just so many movies. There's so many damn movies. Why? I guess I kind of feel like I know the answer because you're filmmakers, but like, why did you, why have you guys gravitated towards this movie?
It's my favorite movie.
Okay.
I always take an opportunity to talk about it, and I don't think it's just because it's a movie that is about filmmaking, although I'm sure that is a huge part of it. I find it to be the great American story about class, about creativity, about family, and about what it feels like to be a certain type of American, which was most Americans in 1999. Or probably like 96, maybe 95 was when Chris.
It was shot, I think, between 6 and 7. Yeah.
I just don't think I don't think that there is another movie that captures sadness and humor and despair and life all in the same beats as well as anything else. And I think it's something that really only documentary can do that well. And only a few documentaries have ever done that well. And Chris Smith really nails it with this one. And it's so special. And then on a personal level, it's so special to me. We just turned it on a minute ago. And as soon as I hear the opening guitar and I hear Mark Borchardt talking about second chances and not failing this time and the great American movie, I get weepy. So beautiful. He's such a ambitious soul, and he's a dreamer, and it really taps into what it's like to be a dreamer as well as to be enamored with one, and how satisfying that can be. Meaning, purpose, in living. And I think that American movie captures all of that so beautifully, so perfectly.
Yeah, you hear the guitar and you hear his voice and the sincerity with which he's talking, and it reminded me of like a Woody Guthrie song or something like that. It has an instant, especially now. It's iconic.
It has a right to have the American before the title because it is like an American dream movie. Like, it's very much like, as someone who also like is really into movies since I was a kid and wanted to make movies and all that stuff. Like there's obviously like the relating to that, but then there's like, writing a script is like it's like a scratch ticket, right? Like, and that, which they do in the movie, where it's like, it's this stupid dream to make art. Art is, kind of embarrassing and like kind of this ridiculous thing that we all kind of gravitate
part
towards.
Part of it's intrinsically absurd, yeah.
Right, and it's the American dream. Like, it's kind of summing that up. This movie is like this guy who just wants this sort of long shot thing in his life.
It even
What's that, Tom?
I was even as like, as much like as silly as it seems like the movie he's making is like Manos the Hands of Fate level, as it seems that Coven is. Like, everyone around him is sort of coalescing around the dream. Like they're kind of believing in it too.
Yeah, they're all like, well, he's been trying to do this.
He's been doing it, man. I guess he's going to do it. Like they're just sort of...
I feel like there's no one more suited to talk about that in this conversation than Oscar. Oscar is the director of our movie, but he's also produced many other movies. And there's no one that I've ever known who is better at getting people to coalesce around a dream than Oscar.
Yeah, you have to be. I think they're obvious. If you want to be in the independent film space, right? You want to make things that the industry decides is not, a commercial enough, or they decide they don't want to be a part of, right? Like I think there's a few different people who say I want to make movies. Some people are they're looking for industry acceptance. Other people are just trying to make a movie. And if you're just trying to make a movie, and it doesn't matter so much about the industry being a part of it, then you have to be a cult leader of sorts, right? You have to be a coach and a cheerleader and someone who can get, whether it's getting somebody to invest in you or it's getting Mike to come and hold the props or build the sets. Like you have to believe in what you're doing enough to get everybody in your town to help you, everybody in your community.
What does he say at the beginning of the movie where we just watched? He's like, there's guys outside putting up scarecrows for no pragmatic purpose, but I like to keep the troops motivated.
Yes.
The devil says idle hands are a bad thing,
he really is like, watching it, you're like, he's not a bad director, because for what you're saying, where it's like he gets everybody on board.
He's 100% committed to it.
Has anybody seen, I'll pronounce it correctly, Coven?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the DVD. I watched, I had the DVD of this, and it has commentary by, I believe, both Mark and Mike, which is fascinating.
It's fine. I mean, it's not I think that's one of the...
It's not bad.
No, I think that's one of the myths around the movie, or the mistakes that people have either when they watch it or they think about the movie, is they think that it's a kind of a sort of like mocking documentary about a bad filmmaker, and that's just like not what the movie is at all. And you even see the proof of that when you watch Coven, excuse me, and you like... It's just as good as it was going to be for the budget that he had and the talent that he had surrounding him,
Right. Like that was sort of a misconception that was dispelled for me very quickly watching the movie, because that's sort of what I understood about the movie, was that it's kind of not that the movie was making fun of him necessarily, but that he was a bad filmmaker, or that the movie he was trying to make was bad. But when you watch the movie and you see like the shots of it that they show, and I've not seen the full thing, but it's like technically, like he knows what he's doing. Everything is like, there's no, like you said, it looks perfectly fine for a project of that budget. Like it's like he is a filmmaker. Like he knows exactly what he's doing. He knows he has the shots completely visualized. He has it all storyboarded. Like he has all of the things organized and planned, and he's got shot lists and stuff. I mean, even though at one point he says we have from 11:30 to 5 and I'm going to get 57 shots today. And it's like, Jesus, man, you're going to do what? But like he knows what he's doing.
You experience the myth of the movie when you talk about it with people, or I have so many times, and they've been like, oh yeah, well, have you seen Windy City Heat? And that's that Bobcat Goldthwait documentary where they are literally... It's almost like jury duty, right? They're bringing the guy in and telling him that they're making his movie, but everyone there is like making fun of the guy and making it go wrong in order to rile the guy up. But he doesn't know that it's all a joke on him. Or someone says like, "Oh, have you seen Spinal Tap?" And it's like, I love Spinal Tap, but that's not what American movie is.
No, there's definitely characters in it where you're like, I can't believe this isn't a mockumentary.
Yeah,
where there's. And there are also characters where I'm like, I kind of knew this person, like there's a bunch of, but like, there's
also genuine unflattering darkness too. Sorry. Not to interrupt.
No, it's just thinking about my memory of this movie. That was one of the first questions I asked myself since I hadn't seen it in so long, where I was like, I had sort of forgotten, like, are we going to be making fun of these guys or not? And the movie itself isn't. I think a lot of the press around it, a lot of the conversation around it was a little more like laughing at these guys because, again, they're characters. They're very funny guys, but they kind of know it too. I imagine when you're making a documentary like this, it's kind of like reality TV, right? It's like, you're being filmed. They want a good documentary to some extent, so they're probably hamming it up for the fact that they're on camera.
You think so? I feel like this movie exists a little before that period where people didn't really. What's so wonderful about the movie and documentaries around this time and in the 80s is that it doesn't feel like people knew exactly how to perform for a camera yet, or how to boast themselves.
That's a good point. Yeah,
maybe Mark does a little bit, right? Because he's a raconteur. That's who he is. But what I love about the movie is I don't feel like I'm watching, a reality show or what you get with docs now.
And it's that like nice thing where you it reminds me of what it's like to be on an independent film set, and somebody's like, "Can we just do a little BTS interview?" And you're like, I want your BTS doc to be great, but I also like, he cares about Chris's movie too, Right. He's trying to help Chris make something good because he is a filmmaker, and he wants everybody to be busy and engaged. And probably at times he's prioritizing Chris's movie a little bit more than his own because it's easier to, right?
Right. It must be weird to be making a movie and there's a crew with this probably didn't have a huge budget, but I know it won some awards and it got recognition. Like, that's got to be surreal to be making a movie, and then the movie about your movie has probably more of a budget and more of a backing behind it. But
what is the genesis story? They were friends at were they film school friends or something?
That's not film school. Mark Borchart's not a film school guy. I forgot how they met, but they met somehow, and Chris Smith just became enamored with him. And he and Sarah Price, the sound recorder, and I think co-producer on the movie, the crew was just the two of them. He was shooting, she was recording sound.
Co-director.
That was the crew. What?
Isn't it a
she co-director too? But the crew was just the two of them.
I did a quick scan. It was like Mark had won some fellowship related to his radio plays, and he was at the university trying to get funding for Northwestern, and I think that's how he met Price and the director. I think that's what I had read.
Okay,
that's interesting.
I mean, I get it. Like, you would meet him, and he's just such a character, right? He's such a motor mouth in a beautiful way, and that's you want. If you're going to make a documentary, if you're young, that's like who you want. Someone who can't help but unveil themselves consistently to your camera.
And from this perspective, if you have somebody who's making a documentary, you get so tunnel vision. You tell yourself, like, this is going to be good for my movie. Yes. This is going to help.
It's going to help me sell more tapes. Yeah, he's like, I got to sell those 3,000 units. So erase all of this. Wait, I didn't mean to erase this. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh,
3,000. Yeah.
It's about 3,000 fucking. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean.
I'm sorry.
But it's about 3. If I don't sell those fucking tickets, there won't be, or units won't be any Northwestern.
Oh, he's great.
Man. They're amazing.
I want to go back to something that you said. You said unflattering, like genuine unflattering moments.
Darkness. Yeah.
Genuine unflattering darkness. And I'm wondering. I agree with you, but I'm wondering what specific moments you're talking about.
There's a few undercurrents that are sort of kind of unspoken. One of them's elder abuse.
Oh, interesting. That's not where I was. Okay.
I mean this. It's not spoken, but it's very loud. And I've seen, like, as soon as I finished this movie, I was like, I need to know everything about, like, this movie. Like, what was the genesis? How did this, like, what made them decide to make this and everything? So, but I only did very cursory reading, but it seemed
with Uncle Bill and, like, getting money from him to make the movies, or the scene where they were bathing him.
A little, yeah. I'll go back. I'm not going to breeze past that. I'll go back to it. But, like, the other thing is, like, Mark's alcoholism. That one's much more obvious, and I've seen that discussed openly in a commentary about the film. And just generally the alcoholism that surrounds him and his friends, And sort of
Also,
like they show just real like at the end, they sort of end the movie with the montage of them all making movies together as friends. And then it's sort of as they get older in the footage, substance abuse starts creeping into it. And you're like, oh, so there's that aspect that's more loud. But the elder abuse stuff is like Bill is clearly at least a little senile. He's living in kind of poor conditions. Like when Mark goes to visit him on Thanksgiving, his front door is open. And
right.
you know, it's covered in snow outside. And that could just be they reshot him walking into the door a few times. And but anyway, that's what's in the film. And then, you know, the scene where he leaves him to soak in the bathtub and his girlfriend is commenting on, is he being monitored in there with his peppermint schnapps?
And drunk Mark is like, yeah, he's being monitored.
Yeah, he's being monitored.
He goes, who's
Bill is
monitoring him? He goes, I'm monitoring him. And she's like, you're right here.
Yeah, you're right here. Yeah. But like, and then we learn that he has like 280 grand, but like he's living in kind of really substandard conditions, if that's the case. And it's just,
I think that they establish, like Mark's father establishes that Bill is aware of that, and that's how Bill wants to live. You know, he says
Bill is fascinating.
He says at one point, Bill has always been typically very hard to pry money from.
That's what he says.
The
yeah,
person who's only been able to do that is Mark. And I've always recognized in the movie, or at least what I felt about Mark's relationship with Bill, is the reason that he's able to pry that money from Bill is not because he's pulling a fast one on him. It's because he's the only family member who is consistently with him, paying attention.
That is true.
Spending time with him. And as much as maybe he's like, a lot of that time is being spent selling him on a movie, that is still time that someone is spending with him.
He's still there.
He's still there. And I think Bill is kind of, I don't know, I always felt like Bill was pretty aware of that, you know, that like he's allowing, you know, part of getting money from people to make a movie, and Oscar can attest to this too, is spending time with them. Not consistently like just being like, hey, I'm just here to get your money. But even if I'm selling you my idea, I'm spending time with you so that you feel comfortable and like being with me, so that you will feel good about giving me your.
He really schmoozes Bill like he's a producer.
Well,
Bill,
I think he does treat him seriously like a producer. Yes. Like he brings him the storyboards to show him. He shows him this is the actress we're going to use.
That's
here's her resume and stuff. The actress is great. It's like, whoa, man.
Take a look at that, Bill. Take a look at that. That's your secondary lead right there. Bill, what do you think about that? Well, that's nice.
Yeah. Oh, amazing.
I think Bill and Mark are...
I do think that, like, I don't know, the elder abuse thing I think is so interesting because I always saw their relationship as so positive and warm and you know, like, what would Bill's life be like if Mark wasn't there? Would anyone be spending time with him?
That's a good question. Yeah, it's just,
just like all of his friends, Mark is giving Bill a purpose. You know, he's giving Bill a project, a destiny.
Yeah.
I think Bill is giving Mark a purpose too. There's this implication. Don't they say that Bill like wrote songs at one point?
He performs one.
Right. And so like I actually this time around I saw
it's kind of a funny song.
Well, their relationship, I think, is like the core thing, right? Is like Bill is a guy who did some sort of art in his life, who's now old, and Mark's looking at Bill like he keeps being like, I'm going to give you something to do, Bill, a meaning to your life.
Your dreams,
when he's trying to give himself meaning, looking at Bill, a guy who like I think he doesn't want to be to some extent.
Yeah.
And I think Bill like. No one really seems to believe in Mark, but they support him. And I think it's part of Bill with that where I love his grumbling. Oh, the grumbling throughout is amazing.
There's a clip from it on a No Use for a Name records. I didn't realize I'd been hearing it for 25 years, but on their album Hard Rock Bottom, they take a clip of "It's all right, it's okay, something to live for. Jesus told me so." So that's been in my brain for 2 decades.
It's birds.
Yeah, for the birds.
For the birds.
But that really felt like the thread throughout. I do think Mark, he has a grifter attitude. Like we haven't even talked about Mike, but there's a part where Mike wins on a scratcher, and he doesn't want to tell Mark. And I was like, oh.
With that frozen smile, like he's being interrogated. He's like, I don't want to tell those guys in there that I won $50.
Oh yeah, I've had friends like Mark where you hide money from your friends because you're like, they're going to try to make me buy them beer or something.
Yeah.
Like it's that feeling where it's like, yeah, Mark has he has got a little bit of that little scumbag streak in him, right? Where it's like everybody knows that if they have money, Mark's gonna try to absorb it in some way.
He's indefatigable. It's his greatest quality.
Yeah. No shame. Yeah.
He's a filmmaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No shame in asking, well, you just won $50, you know, like you want to put that towards the movie or you want to be selfish?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm trying to find Bill's not that it's okay, it's all right line, but the line where Bill is like in the trailer and he does like a song and it's like, will you visit me at my grave? I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Maybe. It's like
I can find it.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. And the way that it's layered in the film is it's amazing because Bill is smiling like when he's doing it, and it almost feels like he's laughing at himself, but he's saying like very tragic lines about, you know, his impending death and mortality and maybe the person that he loved when they were alive. And Mark like looks at the camera and starts laughing a little bit too because Bill keeps going. So it becomes kind of this like inside joke between Bill and Mark and the viewer of the movie, yet at the same time it maintains this like tragic beauty the whole time. It's just a perfect encapsulation of what the movie feels like to me in that moment.
And then it ends on Bill ultimately,
which
I love too. Just kind of like he's kind of just rambling off like a meaning to life in a way. I forget what he says. He says, I wrote some of it down about make everybody happy, be a comedian is I think the last thing he says. And then we find out he left him $50K.
Yeah, that like genuine. That was very poignant.
Yeah,
like because it's again the coalescing around a dream, and like you're saying, and nobody seems to believe in Mark, and yet they all seem to believe in him at the same time, and so learning that he left him the money he needed for Northwestern was
one person. Yeah. They come off worse than anybody in the movie, and it's Mark's brother who says, "I don't think he's particularly talented. He's only good at running his mouth. I think he would be better off working in a factory."
Yeah.
That person.
That was brutal.
His mom too, where they're like, do you think, and his mom's being realistic, but even his own mom says like, I don't think he'll make like a big film, when they ask her point blank. Like, it's incredible.
I get it.
And that's
it. There's always people trying to pull you down. Yeah.
I think it's why, you know, obviously filmmakers gravitate towards this, because I feel like making a movie to some extent always feels like making this movie, like where it's that feeling of like everything's kind of against you. Like everything they encounter in this is no different than a lot of productions, and they go through all they even do like production stills and and promotional and all that, and it's all just kind of it's all going wrong in one way or another. Like his frustration is just it's like not unlike, you know, watching like Full Tilt Boogie, the making of From Dusk Till Dawn, where it's like
Rebel Without a Crew. it's about him. It's about the production having these challenges and him like meeting the challenges. Like he deals with them. The movie comes out. It exists.
Yeah, and him going around neighborhoods looking at the big houses. Again, it's like, yeah, rich and famous, man. Everybody has those feelings. I love that it's all the same stuff. I actually rewatching it, realizing it was more about Bill this time was kind of eye-opening, because they finished the movie not that far, like a little over the halfway point. I think they're in the post-production stage.
They're in post-production, yeah, but they're like editing it like minutes till the release.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's involved again, right? Ken is there, Mike is there.
Yeah.
They aren't like his kids, they're spinning a teddy bear on the thing. Yeah.
I love the kids when they ask him, do you want to make movies? And they're like, no. And it's like, yeah, they wouldn't.
Takes 100 years and you need all this money.
Yeah. And then there's, all right, we should talk about Mike. Mike is Mike is like if you put a dog's brain in a person. He's just the most delightful man. My favorite detail of Mike is that he's low-key very good at guitar, and it never comes up. Like, I'm not a musician, so I don't know if he's amazing or anything, but he's an artist too.
He's not bad.
And he never talks about it.
No, all the music in the movie is Mike's music.
Really?
All the guitar is Mike's music. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's great.
That ending song is really good.
Well, it's also like it's all Mike's music, but all of Mike's music are also like just ripped off of like Metallica songs. And
rips I reckon. Yeah.
There's like a moment in the movie where Mark is making fun of him and is like, "Dude, you stole that from the Metallica song." He goes, "No, I was inspired by the Metallica song." He's like, "Okay, but you really just stole it though."
I love his story about waking up, taking a tab of acid, waking up in the hospital, almost dying, learning it was PCP.
It was PCP.
With a downer, and then trying to take more acid while he's in the hospital, but they took away his acid.
Yeah, I woke up.
What a goddamn hero.
I was really mad because I was like, "Where's my acid?"
Yeah.
And I saw my mom had my bag of acid. I was like, "Oh, geez." She flushed my bag of acid, so it looks like I won't get to drop the acid in the hospital.
And he's like the other side of movie making in a way, because when they ask him like, why do you do this stuff, he's just like, it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's like, it's fun. I'm hanging out with my friend.
I like making movies with my friend. Yeah. That's it. And I love when they ask him, it's like, would you pay $14.95 for a copy of this movie? He's like, yeah, that's what what do you say? That's what Rush tickets cost.
Yeah.
It is really awesome to make movies with your friends.
Oh yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, and I wonder how common, like, are those kinds of things happening? I'm sure they are. I'm sure people are doing it for fun. I just wonder if it's, I don't know. I mean, the movie watching as well. We've been getting like a little bit of a tour of the country, taking the movie out and trying to do Q&As and activating like local groups and stuff it just feels like the internet has kind of decimated a lot of these, activities that would hold neighborhoods and towns together.
Yeah.
So you get that in this too, you get a real sense of place.
It's funny because I think about, I think, Tom, you also did this. I'm sure you guys did this, like making movies as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I think about like iPhones and the internet and YouTube, and I go like, oh my God, I would have loved to sort of have that. Because I remember literally making a movie as a kid and like giving away the DVD on the street to people.
Yeah.
Which I cringe now of like, God, I hope those DVDs aren't around. But like,
I hope they're around.
In a way, it's never been better to make movies, right? In like the technology and the access, and but in that same way, like, yeah, the theater experience is getting harder.
I remember. I'm sorry. I remember doing the having like the local premiere for like a friend of mine's short film when we were in college, and that sort of experience. And so yeah, it is a little. It does feel like an artifact a little bit, but like YouTube or whatever gets like the ability to have your stuff seen by so many more people. So I don't know, it's a trade-off.
It's a weird trade-off though, right? Because when we were kids and it was like, I want to make a little movie with my friends. It was like, here's a camera. That camera helps you make movies. That's what you do with it, right? Now, if you have this thing, this does everything. So it's actually hard to be like, I'm going to make a movie with this thing, not watch 50 clips of 50 other movies alone in my room instead of being outside with people, right? Like you just, everybody's walking around with a TV and a remote control for the TV, but it's like, it's powered 10 times that.
Well, yeah, especially when there's nothing outside.
Yeah,
That's true. That's a big component of this movie is Mark's alcoholism getting in his way, right? It's an unspoken thing. It's never spoken directly, but like that.
He says it in the first couple minutes. He's like,
well, does he say? Okay, I'm sorry. I missed that.
I was supposed to be watching the actors, but I was drinking and doing dope, and I stopped watching them.
So these performance, and I didn't do anything about it.
Right, I didn't do anything as a director. Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know that he ever directly makes I don't know that the connection is ever directly spoken. That I didn't finish this because my drinking gets in the way or because I'm an alcoholic. But anyway, that's like kind of the same thing you're talking about, right? Is having a thing that the classism aspect of being sort of stuck and having your dreams be out of reach because it costs because of the cost of things and all the other obstacles that Mark is facing with bills and the IRS and his child support. Man, there was a jump scare finding out he had 3 kids. They wait till like a third act break to be like, reveal
by the
he
way,
has 3 children. But he has a lot of other responsibilities and such. So it's like, it sort of reminds me of I lost my train of thought. But it's sort of like the same sort of like it's distracting him from doing the work on his project that he wants to, and it's sort of a function of being in so much pressure, a lot of which is classism induced. Like he doesn't.
Right.
Him and all of his friends are living in poverty.
It's not all one thing, right?
Yeah.
Like
it's a combination
that
of
idea
things.
that he's his own worst enemy in some ways, but also like he is definitely dealing with, I was born in a specific time, in a specific place, under specific, there's a lot of implications that their parents, they had a bad childhood. Like all the siblings seem to agree on that same aspect, that their parents weren't great. So it's like they're clearly struggling against systemic issues and like a family history and all these things.
Yeah, him and all of his friends have struggles with substance abuse.
They pick one of them out of jail at one point.
Yeah.
And they say, we don't say what he did, but it sounds like the cops premeditated the arrest.
They tracked him.
It wasn't like,
they had to trap him.
Like, I don't know what he did, but it was enough for the cops to go, we have to meet him. And like, it wasn't like I got arrested outside a bar randomly. It's like, no, the cops did a sting on this guy.
I love him. He's one of my favorite characters in the movie. There's so much about him that goes unsaid, and I think to keep the movie operating at like a certain like level so you're not disturbed. But there's a moment like where they're shooting Coven and all the community's there, and it just cuts to Ken like hitting on this girl. It's like a very quick shot. And he's like, it just cuts to him. And he's like, yeah, you're looking pretty good.
Looking good today.
Yeah, something like that. But you said something that I think is probably one of my favorite aspects of the movie and the types of movies that Oscar and I make and think about making and movies that we gravitate towards, is that it's not all one thing. So often you watch movies and it's like, oh, systemic poverty is the thing that made the character this way and is the excuse that they can't accomplish their dreams, or racism did, or sexism did, or something else did. And it's never that one thing. It's always like a comorbidity of factors that create a human being for better or worse. And I think American movie portrays that so well.
I think so for sure, yeah. Because there's...
Yeah.
Sorry,
you're gonna see a cat.
There's a cat yeah,
you're gonna see a cat.
He does not understand what I do for a living. He thinks I'm just staring straight ahead. So he's like, well, I might as well get involved.
He's like your parents. He's like, you do what for a living? No.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That doesn't sound real.
Yeah.
I love the parents stuff in this. Like he talks about how his dad is now supportive. Yeah. And like there's that feeling of like, yeah, at first they're like, that's silly, and then it's like, well, I'm just happy he has drive for something, because he really does. I will note that when they show him at his job, he's not bad at his day job. Like, at least it doesn't see. I guess he locked a guy in the cemetery.
He almost drags the flowers over with the cord from the vacuum cleaner. Like he doesn't.
He doesn't.
But he doesn't.
So. That's what I mean. It's like he's not a bad worker.
He does his job.
Necessarily.
Yeah. He does his job.
He just doesn't want to be there.
It's implied that he stole flowers from a grave.
Yeah.
It is heavily implied that he stole flowers.
No, he got them. They weren't anybody's. He explained it.
Your flowers that I bought for you tonight. She's like, okay. Doesn't believe him.
I love that she's kind of charmed by him because the implication, it doesn't seem like they're together, the mother of his kids. I couldn't get a read on that.
Oh, no. It doesn't seem like it, but she's still like kind of like they're on good terms, it seems like. I don't know. She shows up and blows up his, like Joan briefly leaves because of it. And that's like when he's shooting the last scene and he's very depressed.
Oh, yeah.
So
right.
It doesn't seem like they're on great terms.
Wait, maybe I'm confusing her for someone else,
my mom's
actually.
coming out here to take a picture, right?
Oh, yeah.
The car, and his mom walks out. It's like,
I love his mom helping him shoot the climax scene.
Well, now that we're burning film, how does it look?
She's right, too. The mom's right in the scene. She's not articulating it where it's like, yeah, he's too low in the frame. It looks fine, but I know what she was trying to tell him. What is
Joan has like a really great quote about Mark at some point in the middle of the movie that is like he says if he can accomplish, he wants to be somewhere he's not, but then again, don't most people want to be somewhere they're not, right?
Yeah.
Isn't
right.
Which is a really beautiful quote about him and being a dreamer, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why, like, this film, I think anybody can sort of relate to it, whether or not they love making movies. It definitely, like, I wouldn't say it drags, but it's definitely more interesting if you like making movies for sure, because, like, the human element in it is, again, like, realizing it's really about him and Bill really made it pop, and then Mike, of course, is a delight, but there's not like a huge amount of human drama throughout. It's more of this, it felt more simmering. Like, the most dark it gets is like, I thought that scene you're mentioning where he's shooting the end, and the part where they're just watching the game on, I believe, Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
And he gets a little too drunk, and it really shows like he just doesn't want to
be
work a day
is.
job.
Yeah.
And I get it. Like, I totally get it. He doesn't want to do the thing that everybody kind of sees that he's destined to do, that his family is like, yeah, he should work in a factory somewhere, you know?
I love that scene where he's drunk in the football, and it's like the Super Bowl, and he's like, and everyone's having like a quiet, sober time watching the game, and he's completely hammered, and he's going like, fuck you, you fucking factory working piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like you. And they like look at him scared. He's like, it's okay. You guys can sit here in your normal day doing your normal shit, and like storms off, and they're just kind of like, they'll be fine later.
Right.
Yeah,
like,
we'll be
you're
fine
not
in
even
the
sure
morning.
who he's talking to. Like,
He's talking to his brother. His brother that he doesn't like is there, and he's
oh yeah,
and the brother who doesn't believe in Mark at all, and has I'm sure has, outside of just on camera, vocalized that repeatedly to Mark and the family, and has probably advocated for cutting him off, or you know the kind of things that a brother like that would advocate for. And so it seems like Mark got pretty drunk that night and was doing something that I would do, which is like show off. You think I'm this person? I'm even worse than that person. Take that.
Oh yeah, I recognize that impulse.
Yeah.
His brother is brutally honest. He really, like,
his brother says he expected him to be a stalker or a serial killer. Like, that is harsh.
I've had that say. I think that's actually a weirdly common thing if you've grown up like into horror movies or certain things where people are like,
That was my nickname at my first job, was the serial killer. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Where it's especially if you're quiet at work.
That's why.
Yeah, I can see it, Tom.
It's like, well, I'm just not going to say anything. Oh, this is backfiring. This is backfiring terribly.
I'm not coming off as mysterious.
You had like a photo album of scalps.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was...
So a bandolier, actually. It was much more... I incorporated
it's similar...
it.
I had a friend who got into the medical field, and that's another one where early on people are like, boy, I hope they're not going to kill people. Because, like, Like you kind of have to once he was like, I'm going to like medical school. People were like, oh, thank God.
Checking out all these anatomy books in high school.
Yeah,
you're like,
being into like mortality and like like it's just like being into like Ebola and like viruses and shit.
Sure,
kind of have to.
You know, another drunk scene that I really like is the Thanksgiving drunk scene where he's in the basement eating a turkey leg, and he's having a conversation with Chris Smith.
And he's trying to start a fight with him.
Yeah, and he's like rambling, and he's got like turkey grease coming down his chin. He's holding the leg, and he's like, oh, everyone fucking says, I'm gonna fucking do this, I'm gonna fucking do that. You know, what do you fucking really think? What do you fucking really think? And it's like quiet, and Chris Smith goes, about what? Like without missing a beat, it's the greatest comic timing. He goes,
just
I like his use of the basement because he also slams a beer during the shoot.
Right,
in the basement at one
I'm finding
point.
some great blankets down here. Slam a beer. Should kill the camera noise.
Oh man, we didn't talk about the goddamn cupboard. The cupboard shoot.
Jesus.
That's the iconic scene of the movie. That like really, people bring that up a lot, and we haven't talked about it yet.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
Oh
that
dude,
poor man.
Oh dude, I'm sorry I tried to put your head through that.
Boy, that's really something, man. Yeah. He showed up back sawing it, even like gigging it even more with a table saw.
And it works great.
Like ram his fists into him and can't break through it.
Is his blood like his hand's bloody and the thing is bloody at that point? Like he's like, man, you really.
I love all the actors in this, by the way, because they're all like, you know, they're in it to win it. Like that guy is like, at first he's like, man, I was hoping we didn't have to shoot this scene again. And then he's just there doing it. It's very like Bruce Campbell of like, yeah, just stick your head through that thing. It'll be fine. And it super isn't, but he never storms off. He's just like, all right, we'll get it.
It super wasn't fine.
Yeah. The one guy who I believe in the movie plays like the head of the coven, who's like, that guy. I want to know more about him. Who's like really theatrical, awesome. And like I want to know what he does all day. I want to know what his day job is. If he's doing like community theater, where I can see the community theater, like he is incredible.
Oh, the guy who brings up the fact that coven is spelled coven.
Right. Yeah. They have a whole conversation about that.
I thought they were just going to let it go and never address it.
This is like, by the way, the first moment I think in this documentary, like it's the slow build of like layers, realizing like, again, the movie comes out good, but you watching these scenes and the fact that they're like, I think it's coven, not coven. You're like, oh, okay. So they don't quite know what they're doing at all times. Like they're throwing it together. It's like a little of the perils of indie filmmaking too, where it's like, there's a sort of passion and romance of indie filmmaking, but it's like, but also there's some hazards that you really gotta, like, it's not great, like in terms of unions and like workers' rights. You're gonna have a head go through a cupboard.
Yeah,
it might hurt.
You're gonna get paid $500 to get knocked out on a kitchen cabinet.
Right, you don't have to accept that.
I paid anything.
Yeah,
you're right.
What do you? I mean, are there any precedents for movies that documentaries, behind the scenes type docs before this? Because I think it has such an outsized place. I remember being a kid, seeing it on the video shelf, feeling like this was an important thing that I had to see. And one thing that it would never happen today is it's a documentary about the making of a low budget movie, and the documentary is shot on film. The low budget movie is shot on film. Like that is what all movies are shot on at that time, right? Whereas now, like every movie gets some kind of BTS treatment or like a movie about the making of the movie, but it's always just a very different format. And
it's interesting. This is that era. I think the DVD era is where you get the best stuff.
This is right on the cusp of DVD era too.
Yeah. If you watch like DVD commentary from the 2000s, the filmmakers were brutally honest because they didn't even think about it. They were like, no one gives a shit. Like you can hear some like I think the Cannibal the Musical DVD one. There's a lot of the Kevin Smith ones. It's like they'll get drunk on it. And then I feel like nowadays it's like we've gone out of that curve and it's like very curated, or the physical media is like they don't do as much for it. It's more promotional, whereas like this is right in that sweet spot. I referenced Full Tilt Boogie was around this time. It's the making from Dusk Till Dawn. I think you can watch that as its own, like I think you can rent it or watch it as a movie, but it was on the DVD, and that's a very like really good depiction of a mid to low budget where they're following like Clooney's assistant and they're following craft services and all the aspects. And then, of course, there's Hearts of Darkness before that, right? That's the only other one I can think of where it's like a bigger budget.
The Richard Stanley one? Or
That's really the one. Hearts of Darkness, right? Because that was like shot in the mid to late 70s, and it didn't come out until like 91 because they were basically tinkering and editing it for like 10 years.
Yeah. It's funny.
Burden of Dreams, I guess.
Oh, yeah, Burden of Dreams.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, what's the Island of Dr. Moreau one? That was more recent.
Lost Souls. But yeah.
Lost Souls is a really good one.
I had gotten that one mixed up with the Apocalypse Now one a second ago.
Oh, okay. Because they all kind of say the same thing, which is why I love this movie, is that like every movie is like almost a disaster, right? You watch the making of Apocalypse Now and you're like, this almost wasn't going to get made. Or if it did get made, it would have been a train wreck.
I think it's... Something our friend Jason Pargin often says is that it's a miracle that any movie gets made.
Yeah. And like, especially if you watch like a lot of stuff from the 70s. We watched that Dennis Hopper movie where everybody... what was it called? It's at Australia.
It's the Australian one where he's the...
Mad Dog Morgan.
Mad Dog Morgan,
Have you guys seen that?
No. The Western, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild, man.
It's like very meandering, and like you can tell they're all kind of on drugs, and you're like, grimy. This is what Apocalypse Now could have been. It's that feeling of like, it's just such this gamble. And so like watching this movie, I'm like, yeah, why not COVID? Why not him? Like you look into the making of Evil Dead, and it's no different.
Yeah.
Where it's like they were in a cabin. It was a mess. People were getting hurt. They, no one was working for money. They stole the camera to use it. And it's like, yeah, that's like, you can see that in him where it's like, if I were him making Coven, I'd be like, yeah, wilder things have happened, right? Like, why not Coven? Why not him?
This was also the time of when independent film was exploding in the mid to late 90s, like with Miramax and stuff, really pushing all of their things to get like Oscar attention. So like one of the things the movie kind of does, just by virtue of the way it's paced, like you at watching it start to believe in Mark as you're watching it because you see how dedicated he is, even with all of these factors kind of working against him, like himself and then exterior factors. He's still like, he gets it done. Like he gets through each thing and sticks to it. It takes him 3 years, but he finishes it. Yeah. And so like you sort of see like when he says about his dad, like he's like, well, when I was 14, my dad was like, this is a huge waste of time. But like now, and when I'm like, I feel like it's never going to get done. My dad's like, no, you can't quit now. You've got to finish it. Like his dad's like really supportive, because I guess if the same like with us viewing the movie, like his dad just has watched him just be relentlessly dedicated to it. So it won him over in the same way that the movie kind of wins us over to Mark as we watch it.
Oh yeah.
I feel like something that you had said a minute ago about the movie kind of meandering or not really having like I don't know, it wasn't like a tension or something like that. But what's interesting about that to me is that documentaries now suck. And like they almost all have some sort of like built-in story engine going into it that don't feel discovered by the filmmakers who are just interested in a character or a place. And what's so great about American movie and a lot of documentaries around that time and before is that there was something going on, or there was a person and a creative mind or a storyteller went and filmed them. and they saw how it panned out over the course of a period of time. And sometimes there were big revelations that made the documentary even bigger, or sometimes you just had a great character and a story, and it was entertaining and it was funny. And we used to like just go watch those movies. We used to just be entertained by those movies instead of expecting every movie to have high built-in stakes, or retelling the greatest hits of our favorite rock musician from the 70s, 60s or 70s. It just feels like there used to be a marketplace where documentary filmmakers could attempt stories like this.
I think that's you guys can speak more to this, but that seems to be a symptom of Hollywood being so risk averse right now. Like, well, we'll spend money on something like the Murdaugh murders because we know people are going to watch that. Something that's
true crime.
Yeah, the stuff like you're talking about that has a built-in story going in, where it's less about let's explore a subject and see what happens.
Yes,
especially I think with TV.
There's a reason that Hollywood is risk averse, and I hate to give any of the people who operate or run the companies an excuse, but it's because the revenues. There aren't as many revenues for a movie like American Movie, right? I mean, American Movie comes out and it's basically like, okay, did we get bought by Netflix? No. Okay, we're fucked. What do we what do we do? What do we do now? Whereas like an American movie could come out in 1999, it could win an award at Sundance. Sony Pictures Classics could maybe open it in like 15 theaters across the country, maybe do a film festival tour with it, and then put it on video and make $10-15 million. Because it was on video, because it had a physical media release, that just doesn't exist anymore at all. And so there's a reason that
there were only, in fairness, I feel like you had maybe 2 or 3 movies like American Movie tops, that got there each year, right?
That's
like
fair.
How many docs can you name from the 90s? Whereas now there's like 100 of them every year. Yeah. There's so many. In part reacting to a market that Netflix created when they started spending big money at film festivals.
That's true.
To try to build out like, we're going to take the documentary market. They did what they do with everything. They blew it up, then they stopped spending.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, it feels like, you look at like the backrooms where like this kid can make a series of short films on the internet and just release them and they can blow up, where it's like on one hand there's these aspects that it's if you're like the Mark in this, like he would be able to put this up on the internet now, right? Like you have more access in one way, but the kind of the slow erosion of like mid-budget movies, and then physical media kind of being this huge source of income that has just vanished.
The ability to monetize these projects.
Yeah. You're hitting on something that I think is really important about just all kinds of filmmaking, whether it was, like Paul Verhoeven, whatever he made that year, or Mark's or Chris Smith's, is there was so much time built into the process, whether you were following Mark around, seeing what would happen, or you were in the editing room, just like going through, miles of film to find the right thing. Like or waiting to see if it got into the festival. Whereas now, you're right. You just put it right up. You see what people say. Does it go viral? Does it not? Like, It is, I think when we've lost like I don't know. For me, that part of the process when you're just waiting and seeing, that's when all the good ideas happen. And I think the kind of documentary Ricky's talking about, the expectation is that you just like, there's no waiting allowed. It's not part of the process. You should just be able to come up with the 3-act structures and the plot points and the big surprise, and it should be ready to go. And I'll cut my check. Let's go.
Right. We got the rights to tell the Debbie Gibson story. So we're gonna go. She's gonna do an interview, and we're gonna do a couple other people, and we're gonna do the Debbie Gibson story in 3 parts, right? Versus something like a Barbara Koppel movie in the 70s, Harlan County War, where she hears that there's a union struggle, and she goes there and she films for like a year, and that ends up being one of the greatest documentaries ever made, right? But she didn't know that there were going to be union busters shooting union organizers in the streets. She didn't know that was going to happen. She just happened to be there filming.
I read for this movie, Chris Smith and Sarah Price had filmed, I think, 90 hours of footage just for American movie. So even that, like, it's an undertaking to sit down and go through all of that to cut it down to an hour and 40-minute film. Like, that's not built into that sort of
that's
Netflix
intense.
model. Yeah. That kind of production period.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts on this? I feel like
final thoughts. Yeah. I mean,
if any,
I've shared a lot of thoughts.
you have. Yeah. I knew Ricky was this is a movie he's seen more times than me, and I knew it was going to be going to hear a lot. I just think there's I wish we had more characters like him. You know, I don't see him in the landscape of pop culture these days, with like the combination of, like we've kind of been saying, he's hilarious. He's so tragic at times. He's deeply American. He's inspiring at times, and I feel like when I encounter somebody who is like Mark in the current pop culture American landscape, he's either a caricature or or there's something like just deeply inauthentic and performed about him. And he's so special. Obviously Mike is too, but I miss these characters.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I wish that more people learned the right lessons from American movie if they watched it, which is that you need the darkness, you need the humor, you need the dream, you need to talk about class, you need to like embody your movie and your story with everything that encompasses living, and that will make something that is more moving and human and will stand the test of time, versus thinking, like you had said earlier, that like one thing will make up the whole, right? Or one thing will be the entirety of that person, rather than all of it. You need the ugliness as well as the beauty and the light and the humor. And I just think that movie, it so fearlessly does that without effort, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, it does end up reminding me a lot of something like Lost Soul, where you really end up respecting Mark and feeling for him as an artist. The
Chris Smith's Jim and Andy movie too, when Jim Carrey is talking about Andy Kaufman and his relationship with his father, and how Andy Kaufman's father was this guy that like was a janitor, I think. I might not have this right, but was also a musician and had, what did he do? I think I feel like he quit, he like bet on his dream and then he failed, you know? And it was this idea of like, that had really stuck with the young Andy Kaufman of the sacrifice that his father had made by giving up his passion, his dream of being a musician to take care of Andy, but then he'd failed at that too. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That there's a through line there.
Yeah, it's a little similar.
Yeah, you see it with him. Yeah, with Bill for sure.
Yeah. Tom, I forgot to ask you. Did you enjoy this movie?
Oh yeah, it's a great movie. I love this film. Yeah,
seemed that
it's
way.
an awesome movie.
All right, good. Just making sure. Well, thank you guys for being on.
Yes, thank you so much for being on.
Yeah, this was fantastic, and thank you for we've done like 600 movies on our podcast. So when you said American movie, I was like, went through the archives, like, oh my god, we never covered American movie. Again, like you said, Tom hadn't seen it, and I was like, why haven't we done this?
Hell yeah!
So thank you for bringing it to us. At the end of this, you want to tell people once again about your film, Our Hero Balthazar, and where they can find it. Just a reminder again.
It's in theaters now at various theaters across the country. You can look it up at ourherobalthazar.com to see which theaters specifically. Oscar and I do Q&As all the time in New York City, and Oscar's going to be in Texas doing them, as well as LA this week.
This weekend in particular, if you're in El Paso or Austin, I'm going to be there on Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, doing in-person Q&As for Our Hero Balthazar. Find them on Flicks Brewhouse website or ourherobalthazar.com.
It's rated R.
Excellent.
It's 96 minutes long, which I think is a good running time.
Yeah.
Started
Yeah.
Aiden
I
Martell,
love that running time.
Keith Butterfield, Chris Bauer, Noah Centineo, Avon Jogia.
We're 94% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's right, with
Woo!
94%,
Congrats.
93%
Certified
audience.
fresh.
Certified fresh, yes. Yeah.
It's a really good time. We both obviously were biased, but it's not going to be the same if you go see it on streaming. If you have a chance to see it in a theater, go show up. I guarantee it'll be an emotional experience, which you'll laugh, maybe you'll cry. You'll
get angry.
Yeah, you'll feel things together in a dark room with strangers. That's what it's all about.
Yes, very true. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I'll quickly tell people we have a Patreon, patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. Check it out if you want more podcasts, because we have exclusive podcasts on there as well. We also watch movies every Friday night with our patrons.
Yeah.
Which is fun. What did we watch? What did we watch? Oh, no. It was something dark, wasn't it? We watched...
Oh, it was On Deadly Ground.
On Deadly
Ground. Followed by Arnold Schwarzenegger's
in
Christmas in Connecticut.
Yes. Directed by Arnold Schwarzenegger. Check it out.
On Deadly Ground, directed by Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No, that one's directed by Seagal. Christmas in Connecticut is Schwarzenegger.
Yes. Christmas in Connecticut was like a made-for-TV movie that he did, right?
It sure is.
If and when you guys want to do Our Hero Balthazar, maybe with some other, I don't know, guests, that's an option. I want to hear it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
100%.
Yeah, I'd be delighted to.
Yeah, we also have a store. Head over to gamefullyunemployed.com. You can find a link to our Teespring store. I think that's good enough.
For Our Hero Balthazar, you guys should put us into like a secret room so all the other people can't see us, and then you should talk them into like talking shit about the movie, and then when you can reveal us.
All right. We'll put that on TikTok.
We can definitely do that.
Us now, and having been here the whole time.
And then you have to fight them, right?
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have to.
That's the whole idea. That's why I came up with it, so that we
All right.
fight to the death.
Good plan.
Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, our music is produced by Chris Corlew. You can find him on twitter.com as the Corlew, or go to shipwreckedsailor.bandcamp.com. Our channel artwork is produced by Michael Vincent Bramley. For more of his work, go to mvbramley.art. Our episode artwork is by Justin Brown, available on Twitter as Justin T. Brown or at Artness by JustinBrown.com. And finally, additional artwork is by Starlene Hodge. You can find her work at StarleneArts.com or on Twitter as StarleneX. Cool. Goodbye.